Hello students, today we are going to learn how to do subtraction of 3-digit numbers with the 0 in the units and tens place. So let us see with the examples. Now you can see over here the example is 403 minus 125. Okay, now if we see, when we have to start always from the units place. So let us see what are the digits in the units place. Here it is 3 minus 5. So can we minus this? No. Why? Because 3 is smaller than 5. So let us see whether we can borrow it from the tens column. In the tens column, we can see here it is 0. 0 means nothing. So we can't borrow anything from 0. So let us move from tens column to the hundreds column. In the hundreds column, we can see the digit 4. So 403. Now here, if you see here, these are 4 hundreds, 0 tens and 3 units. Now, what we'll have to do is first from hundreds column we'll have to transfer it to borrow it to the tens column, and then from tens column to the units column. So let us see how it goes. So this 100, from this 4 hundreds, I have to borrow 100 to the tens. So this 100, when I borrow to the tens, it is 10 tens. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it is 1 tens. So this 100 has become less over here. So that is from this 400s, I have borrowed here 10 tens. That means how many hundreds are remaining over here? 3. Now from this 300, from this tens, we have to take it, we have to borrow from these tens, we have to borrow for the units column. So here we have got only 3 units. From 3 we cannot minus 5. So from this 10 we have to borrow 1 tens. So 1 tens when we borrow, here it becomes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And here remains 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 tens. So that is from this 10 tens we borrowed 1 tens. And here remains 9. So when we count together 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So it is 13 units. So here from 13 we have to minus 5. So from this 13 we have to minus 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many remain? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 remaining. 8 units. 9 minus 2. From this 9 tens we have to minus 2 tens. So 1, 2. How many remain? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. Now from here 300s are there. From these 300s we have to minus this 100. So here remained 1, 2. 200. So the answer is 278. 403 minus 125 gives you 278. Now let us see the next example. 207 minus 143. Okay, now here 7 in the units column we see 7 minus 3. So 7 minus 3, is it possible? Yes. From 7 we will minus 3. So here you can see 207, 200, 0, tens and 7 units. From these 7 units we are going to cancel these 3 units and we get 4. Now, when we move on to the tens column, the digits are 0 and 4. 0 minus 4, is it possible? No. Again, 0 means nothing. So, we will borrow from the hundreds column. When we borrow 100, it is 10 tens. So, when we borrow from this 200, when we borrow over here in the tens column, it is 10 tens. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Now, from this 200, we have to borrow here 10 tens. Now, from 200, when we borrowed here 10 tens, how many remain here? 1. Now, let us go for the subtraction now here. 10 minus 4. From this 10, we have to minus 4 tens. So, it is 1, 2, 3, 4. How many remain? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 100, that is 100 minus 100. So, it gives us 0. So, here 207 minus 143 is 64. Now, these were the examples. These were the examples of the 0 in the tens column. Now, let us see the 0 in the units and tens column. Now, here 300 minus 152. Again, when you start from the units column, we'll see over here 0 is there. 0 means nothing. So, when we move on to the tens column, here again 0 is there. 0 means nothing. So, we'll move on to the hundreds column. So, first from the hundreds column, we'll borrow the number to the tens column. And from the tens column, then we'll borrow to the units column. So, from this 300, when we borrow 100, it turns into 1 tens. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. And from this 1 tens, when we borrow here 1 tens, when we borrow here, it becomes 10 units. Okay. Now, from this 300, we borrowed here tens. And from this tens, we borrowed here 10 tens, we borrowed here 1 tens. So, from this 300, 100 is borrowed to the tens. So, here remains 200. And from this tens, 10 tens, when we borrow here 1 tens, here remains 9 tens. Now, let us subtract 10 minus 2. So, that is 10 minus 2 units. So, we get 8 units. From this tens, from this 9 tens, we have to cancel 5 tens. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, how many remain? 4. And from these 200s, we have to minus 100. So, it gives us 100. So, the answer is 300 minus 152. It gives us 148. Now, let us move on to the next example. 500 minus 329. Same way, when we start in the units column, we can see the 0 in the units and the tens place. So, directly we have to go to the hundreds column. From the hundreds column, we have to borrow here 10 tens. So, from this 100, when we shift it to the tens column, it is 10 tens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And this 1 10, when we shift it to the units column, it is 10 units. So, from this 500, I borrowed here 10 tens and it is now 10 tens. And from this 10 tens, when I borrowed here 1 tens, it gives me 10 units and here remains 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 tens and here remains 4 hundreds. Now from these 10 units I have to minus 9 units. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So how many remained? 1 unit. And from this 9 tens I have to minus 2 tens. So it gives me 7 tens. And from this 400s I have to minus 3 hundreds. 1, 2, 3. So how many remained? 1. So 500 minus 329, it gives us 171. I hope you must have understood.